Well, better two jingles than one. Hello, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining me on my thoughts about what is going to happen most likely and what to watch at Google I/O 2016 happening this week in Mountain View. How ironic! I'm using Google Hangouts to record this, and as you can see, the lower third is not working. I'm Holger Mueller from Constellation Research. Reach me at Twitter at HolgerMU. And the good news is, given it's a Google event, I'm recording Google Hangouts, is it's a known issue with the lower third. There seems to be a workaround. It is 9:40 and I can't get the workaround to work. So you got my introduction. With no further ado, let's talk about what we should be looking at Google I/O later this week. So interesting enough, the event is going to be happening not at Moscone West like in the previous years or Moscone at all, but closer to Googleplex in Mountain View, actually using the Shoreline Theater, and some of our analyst meetings are even in the Google building. So it's going to be different from that perspective, so a little harder to gauge really how many people are attending. Always a thing to address. We'll share with you the official Google numbers. It's tough to figure out. Maybe there's not going to be an expo. I'm not sure if they're going to do that at the Shoreline Theater and how much partners put in there. So we'll keep you updated on that. But what are the major things, areas to watch? A big question for me is going to be the 2015 I/O style or the classic I/O where Google founders would parachute down with Google goggles to Moscone, where cars would be driving on stage and so on, or the really developer-focused Google I/O 2015, which was all about Android. No confusion, no things not to look for. It was very clear developers should develop then for Android M. So it's going to be interesting to see if it's going to be a repeat of that or not. Obviously, Android M is going to be featuring Plain and Central with a developer focus, of course. I would be not surprised to hear more things around the store. Google tied things really well together in 2015 around making target groups and doing advertisement. Also very interesting, moving Android more into lower bandwidth capabilities, which will be all interesting things to see as a follow-up on Android N. And then, as usual, the challenge of Google is doing good stuff in new Android releases, but then how long does it take until they're uptaken by the handset makers? So that's an area to watch. Also, how many handset makers or Google itself with their Nexus devices might make commitments to Android N right away. One interesting announcement which got a little more quiet in the run of the year, also interesting because we're tying together more of the Android consumer style mobile platform together with the Google Cloud platform and more of the business aspects of Google, is the IoT announcement Google made in 2015 with Vive and Brillo. Not too much has happened in that area. It's now all part of the big Alphabet group. It's going to be interesting to see if there's a follow-up, because there's tremendous potential from being able to run IoT operations, sensors, and similar things from Android devices. Then lots of rumors out there, maybe the pre-press that I'm going to speculate it, but mention it. So look at Project Tango, trying to make sense in the real world of inside the world things, the extension, as people say, of Google Maps that's being used extensively in the real world versus some inside buildings. So Tango will be interesting. Then there's rumors about AR and virtual reality happening. In my view, the Google Cardboard offering was a quick and cheap and cheerful offering to virtual reality, what can be done on handset devices. Google needs a better and stronger story on that perspective. And maybe that's going to be announced later this week. Who knows? And then overall, the interesting thing will be synergies to Cloud Platform. Look at my blog for the event report of Google Cloud Platform, which happened a few weeks ago back up in San Francisco, and will be the differentiators for Google Cloud Platform are machine learning, analytics, as Diane Green has been also very clear, not only at the event, but also in interviews and statements afterwards. It's going to be interesting how these two will be tying together, because ultimately these Android developers will create load for Google Cloud Platform. And as we know, cloud is an economies of scale game, which is fueled by load. So we'll see how much of that will be happening. Overall, it's going to be an important event for Google. No question about this. We will see if the focus is going to be on the Android side or other things. We will see what will happening there. If Google plunges into augmented reality, virtual reality, that's going to be a huge driver for load on Google Cloud Platform too. No question about this. We've seen that in a similar playbook earlier this year at Microsoft. One other aspect to look at is the whole trend around which both Microsoft and Facebook have been pushing really hard around conversation as a platform, embedding bots into chat and speech. Google has a very good position with Google Now on the speech side. It will be interesting if more bot-like structures will be there at Google I/O this year to jump on the bandwagon of that, which again by its load for the respective cloud, in this time Google Cloud. So it will be interesting to see how Google wants to attract developers, create differentiation, and ultimately, like I said now a few times, create local Google platform. Look forward if you're there. Say hi to me. Going to be in Mountain View later this week. I look forward to meet you there. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye. And again, no lower third. My name is Holger Mueller from Constellation Research. My Twitter handle is @HolgerMU. Thanks for watching.